Hey, guys, welcome. I'm so happy to see you here. I see Jackie's here and Laura. Hey, guys. So, what if meditation could save your life? Let's really dive into this. You are in for a real treat. I get questions about this all the time, like, how am I supposed to meditate? Why is meditating really that important? What kind of meditating is more important than other kind? And there's such a power in our root chakra, but also in our crown chakra, like in our entire energy field, and we're going to dive right into it. So let's focus in and watch for any changes in your energy as you listen to this and as you watch, because I bet you some things are going to start shifting as I go into this, and then also you're probably going to feel like energy is being released. I'm going to minimize hey guys. And if you have any distractions, Facebook and stuff like that, your cell phone, just put everything on hold. This is for you. This is for you to have the transformation you've been wanting to have. Doing just this, just focusing on this today could really be a very deeply healing experience, and it will help you reach a greater intuition for your business, your life, your projects, your family. Please, please, please do this for you. Alrighty, let's do it. So what if meditation could save your life? Let's go into why that is actually a possibility and a truth based on how much it actually creates stress, right? So what did I just say? Hang on, you guys. If stress is the silent killer, then meditation can save your life, right? Okay. Stress is the silent killer. Meditation can save your life, right? And here's where stress is the basic cause of 60% of all human illness and disease. 3 out of 4 doctors' visits are for stress-related ailments. Stress increases the risk of heart disease, heart attack, and risk of stroke. Now, the reason why 60% of all human illness and disease is caused by stress is if you think about your human ecosystem, like your body, your energy field as a closed environment, stress is sends out these electrical shocks to your organs and your system, and it speeds everything up, and the energy has nowhere to go. So it goes into certain key organs, which then start to feel that pressure and that weight. This is from mastersdegreeonline.org. Increases the heart disease, heart attack, and stroke. And interestingly enough, all of these are in your chest, in your heart. And you'll see as you keep sort of hanging around the Sri Ramanandame village that we do a lot of releasing around the heart chakra for that specific reason. 40% of stressed people overeat or eat unhealthy foods. I've been there, right? When you're stressed about a deadline and you go to eat chocolate and cookies, right? I mean, come on, who hasn't done that? I'm surprised it's only 40%. I would think it's higher. And we lose sleep every night, right? So obviously not eating healthy foods and losing sleep would cause us to start to feel more and more stressed, actually, right? It reduces gray matter in regions tied to emotion and physiological functions. Right? Psychiatric problems. We don't have to go that far, right? $300 billion is spent on medical bills and lost productivity because of stress. So stress is killing us. It's killing a lot of us. And we feel more stressed than we did 5 years ago. And I have a pretty interesting hypothesis as to why that is, or theory. And I actually really deeply believe in it in my heart because I see so much of it. Also, our productivity, even though it's increasing, we're not getting paid anymore, right? And so the reason we're sort of if you go back to this statistic, we're more stressed than ever before. We're, depending on when you're watching this video, right? But we're more connected horizontally than ever before. So 5 years ago, 2011, right? There's just so many more, depending on which country you're living in, there's more horizontal connections, right? Horizontally. So how do you think about horizontally connections? I'm going to come back to this for a second. So horizontal connections are anything that takes your energy horizontal as soon as you get up. So you're thinking about life, home, kids, work, bills, money, cars, anything that's on the planet. If you're connected all day long to your phone and your social media or your computer, that is creating stress, because we're actually not meant to always be horizontally connected. We're meant to be connecting vertically, a lot like trees, a lot like nature, right? And we're not using our root chakra, you guys, right? And so I had a question recently in my Facebook group, like, what is meditating with angels? Like, what is that? So I'm going to go into that today, because it's about using your vertical energy field to actually reduce stress and lacking safety, right? And let me go back to this. It's like, if you've ever meditated before, like, did you ever feel true peace and safety by connecting vertically before starting your day? Or even, like, sometimes I tell my clients, like, meditate with all the bills you have to pay. I mean, anything that's stressing you out, whether it's money or like a health issue or medical stuff, or you're stressed about your business, you want to meditate and transmute that stress by connecting vertically. That's where the real power lies. That's where your abundance is, and where everything you're ever going to need is going to come from that. And hopefully that makes sense and you're totally resonating with it. And if you are, leave me some comments. I mean, does that make sense to you? Like how we get drained by horizontal connections and how we actually thrive by first connecting vertically. I hope that makes sense to you. Leave me some comments. And here's my question, like, during your day, are you feeling any safer when you're rushing around, to work, when you're spending more time connecting to everyone around you? And the statistic tells us Americans work more hours than most people in the world, and are also the most stressed. I have some clients in Singapore, and they work just as hard as Americans. So I have clients in Australia, right? And in Europe, I have some myths about Europe that I'm going to pop for you in a minute. But does your sense of safety and health increase the more you work? Like, honestly, that's a real question. Does your sense of safety and health increase the more you work? So it doesn't, right, you guys? It sounds contradictory, and it is, but it doesn't. So what's the true cause behind the stress we feel? What is really happening? So I'm an energy healer. I'm Danielle Dove. I was trained to be an energy healer. That's all I've been doing for the past 10 years. I've had a business to do that. It's my livelihood. It's my entire purpose. It's everything I love to do. And I am also, able to read energy really, really fast. So this is what I see when I look at my clients who are stressed. They are not connecting down to the earth energy that is present all around us. So if you're a tree or a plant and you no longer have roots, what happens to you? Your petals, your flowers become wilted, right? They become stressed, right? Lack of hydration in plants is actually called stressed. I'm sure if there's a gardener in the house, right? So you have to think of it like that. Like, are you connecting to the earth? And it's interesting because a lot of times when you're in a state of fear or stress, like around work or anything causing you stress, you actually close your energy field. And so you're even less connected, right? So that's when I say, breathe, you guys, breathe. You want to reconnect. My root chakra and stress. So working with a closed root chakra, which is the center base for receiving all that you need physically, if it's closed, then you're working much harder than needed because it's meant to attract. So this is a bit of like the law of attraction, right? But you don't even have to go that far. It's just the receiving of energy. So whether it's money, whether it's life, whether it's friends, whether it's a house, you want to be at the right place at the right time. Your root chakra is what's going to get you there, right? If it's closed, you may be feeling, and I don't know if you guys feel that, you might feel like what you're bringing in is never enough, or you might even self-sabotage financial gain. So you're going to lose what you gain, right? I don't know if any of you guys can relate to either one of those. Just nod your head if you do. So stagnant energy. So if you think of your energy field as stagnant, if it's closed because you've been hanging around too much stuff that creates stress and fear, it's like stagnant water. It starts to stink, right? And it creates a toxic environment. So If you remember, a lot of people who are stressed get sick. Well, because, you know, that energy is not flowing. The field is closed. So you're going to have troubled relationships. You're going to have increased sickness and apathy, colds, fatigue. You're not going to feel like fun and alive, right? You might be under earning. You might not be making the money you're meant to be making for your, like, for what you're able to do, your value. Financial apathy. It's like, I can't handle my finances anymore. Or you might be in extra debt. You might gain weight, right? In order to feel safer. So again, we're eating to not feel the stress. It's not really resolving the stress issue. It's just making us fatter. Can anybody relate? All right, you guys. So here is what happens when we connect vertically, right? Just looking at that image, doesn't that bring peace, you guys? So breathe that in, really take that in, and be the roots of this tree. Imagine you've got these roots. Start there, right? It's not the end of it. You know, there's a lot more that we can do, but it's definitely a beginning. And to breathe, remember to breathe. And so just breathing is a very vertical sort of experience. You're breathing in from your mouth or your nose and you're letting it go down into your belly. It's a very vertical thing to be sitting upright and to take that life in. So yeah, in order to feel safe on the feeling just level, our root chakra needs to be grounded in energy that's alive and flowing, which the earth energy has. And I talked a little bit about the crown chakra earlier, right? Which is, the crown chakra is also connecting vertically to the higher realm. So this is your wisdom. This is where we connect to when we pray. We can also connect to that energy from the heart center, right? So Kristen Marie Sheldon from the Mind Valley Academy, she calls that energy love or above, right? Connect to love or above. So that's like 300 feet above you. It's way up there, and that's where you go to when you meditate. Some people meditate just to have a quiet mind, which is very good. But they don't use that energy to connect and really feel the love. So they're missing out on a little bit of that sense of divine love, that connection, right? Which is why I call it, you know, meditating with angels, or you can call it, you know, I call it tuning into the stream of light. You're asking it to surround you. You're breathing it in. You're allowing that vibrant energy to connect with your energy, guys, right? Because you're a vibrant being, you're an alive being, and you want to connect to that. So living the solution. Connect first thing in the morning. You could still be in bed. It's okay. You could sit up if you can. That's better. But you want to do it before you start your day. And you want to connect up to the higher realm, but also into the earth. And you want to pull out positive, abundant energy. Right? And I don't know about you guys, but most of the day, depending if you can take breaks and meditate during your day, I would imagine your day's activities deplete you more than they regenerate energy, right? I'm talking about really deep regeneration. I'm not talking about drinking coffee, feeling high. I'm talking really deep in your cells, you're feeling alive. So we all need, like, not just you, my love, like, we all need that pure energy to come into our cells and organs. The children need it. I see it in the children I work with, and my own son, who's 4, when he gets this beautiful aura clearing energy coming in and cleans his aura, cleans his chakras, he's a different boy. He's so much better. He's less tired, less cranky, and he's just a happy boy. So we all need that, right? Us adults and our children need it. So meditation can really save your life if, you know, you understand it on a level of energy clearing. So I've been so lucky, like incredibly lucky, to teach this work to other beautiful souls since 2009, nonstop. I had a child in the meantime, but I haven't stopped. So I'll give you a moment to read these testimonials. Tony came to my meditation class in Las Vegas. I was teaching at Ganesha Center, and he woke up without any back pain. And I mean, the guy sat on the floor with us for about 2 hours to meditate. And then after the meditation, I read his energy. He just let go. He just let go of the thoughts and the beliefs creating his pain. And I love Cynthia. She's like, It's the best meditation I've ever experienced. These people, by the way, they come to the center a lot. They do a lot of meditations. These are yogis. Right. So I have a few more here just to show you the way they feel. And I wish I had before and after pictures, but the way they come in, it's Friday night, they're feeling stressed. They have just as much load on their back as you do when you're feeling stressed. These people come in not feeling this way. They don't come in feeling this way. Probably should do. I mean, I hope if anyone's watching this video and this is you, like you're watching this video, and if you can just leave a comment like how you would come into the meditations and how you would leave and the difference, right? And not to talk even about myself. I just want to really put the angels and that beautiful universal white light in the forefront. Like that's what's healing you guys. I just get to be in the room and hang out with you guys. I just get to sort of speak that energy, but you're the one helping me connect. You're the one that's there. So, and it's the light doing the work, right? Okay. So what helps them feel better, and I really want to stress this point home, is that they didn't go out and work 80 hours, right? Because when they did do that, they came to my meditation feeling really heavy. They did not materialize financial wins in that hour or two that they hung out, right? They removed, just as you're going to be able to do at home, sitting at home doing the meditation, is they removed blocks, energetic blocks that are really heavy and dense from their energy field. And they tapped into an energy that really feels like home. It feels really pure. Right? And they breathed it in, and I just guided them through all kinds of fun stuff. And one of them, which you're actually going to be able to hear if you want to download it today, it was recorded live at the center. So now let's get into a little bit of just common sense, right? Not that everything I've been saying wasn't common sense, but just let's ground it even more. Like, who's more likely to experience even more love and safety than they already feel? Like someone who is in having it, someone who is in the lack of it. So you've heard of this before. It's like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And it's a vibration. It's an energy thing, right? If you're in having it, you just keep having it because you're in having it. You're feeling good. You're attracting it. But if you stay in the vibration of lack, you get to be that 60% of people who are stressed end up with diseases and illnesses, right? You can change it around, my love, okay? So people work extra hours. They work extra hours. It doesn't mean they feel safer, right? A closed root chakra tells us it's never enough. It works to fill a void that can never be filled. It will always tell you, keep working. Like, it's not going to say, hey, stop working and take a vacation, right? The energy of stress, it's like it feeds on that fear. So you're going to always feel like you can't stop. But I want to bring this point home that it doesn't mean you're going to feel safer down the road. I really want to help you really take that in for you and the children that are around you, the way you're teaching them about life and work and livelihood. You don't want to teach them more work leads to more safety, because it really doesn't. I want you to really get that. 10 work days. So the United States only take 10 work days off, and they have 8 national holidays. So I lived in the States for 18 years. You guys are great with taking national holidays, but you're not so great at taking vacation. Like, I don't know anybody who ever really took vacations in the States. National holidays, we would all do barbecues and hang out, and that was great. But otherwise, it's tough to get out, right? Now, stress is a root chakra issue, right? And here's why. 76% in this survey, money and work was the leading cause of stress. Money and work is a root chakra issue. I just want to really sort of explain that. A heart chakra issue would be relationships and family and love, right? Money and stress is a root chakra issue. It stems from your foundation, stems from what you witnessed as a child, what you experienced, and all of that energy is actually stored in your roots, in your knees and in your hips, all the way down to your feet. So your whole, how you connect to the earth. So physical symptoms of stress, that's where energy is real. Energy can be felt. You actually have physical symptoms caused by stress. Stress is what? A false sense of lack. It's a false sense of lacking safety and control, right? And I'm saying it's a false sense of that because it's not necessarily the truth. You're perceiving it to be the truth, and it's what's causing you stress. Now, I have been stressed too. I don't want you to think I'm better than anybody here. I'm human, and I have to manage it as well. And I do, and I learned by doing, right? So what can you do now? What do you want to do anything, right? Do you want to take action? So Lao Tzu told us a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, right? I'm going to take a drink. I'm going to let you just breathe that in. I drink a lot of water. Yeah, it's really easy. I'm going to give you some steps. Step one is just to make a decision. Like if you want to just ground for a second with me, for just close your eyes if you have to, and like stand upright a little bit. You can put your hands either on your heart, wherever it feels good. You can open them wide up to the sky like a V. It's like, dude, I'm ready to see things change. I'm ready. I'm making a decision. This is done. And I was just on Facebook. Wait, I'm going to pull this up because that was great. Marie Forleo. Hang on, it was under my downloads. Look at that. She just posted this yesterday. And I am going to, hey guys, I'm coming back. There you go. Share this. All progress begins with a brave decision. Right? You know, it doesn't even have to be brave. It's just, you got to make a decision. Like the year that I got the biggest transformation was the year that I decided I was done with a particular emotional like trigger. I was done. And that moment I made that decision, like I met my husband, I healed a relationship that was really broken, and I it just like was like a rocket. So think about any time you've, like, my question to you is, how many things have you been able to shift only after you've made a decision to shift them? Right? How many times, like how many things have you been able to shift after you've made a decision to shift them? Breathe that in, babies. All right, guys, loves. Okay. Step two, the decision I hope you're going to make, no matter, you know, the decision is to stop, to fix it, or to stop a pattern, or, but the step two I'm suggesting, you don't have to do it. That's just my suggestion, is to schedule mini meditation retreats at home. A meditation retreat is just a meditation retreat. You're just retreating to meditate. It could be 10 minutes. It could just be 5 minutes 3 times a day. It could be when you're sitting in front of the computer and you're needing that break. You're needing to just pause. You're needing to reconnect vertically. You're going to let the light do the energy clearing for you. And you could just start with an aura clearing meditation, which I hope you've downloaded. It's just 12 minutes. It's pretty powerful. And then your root chakra, which is a little thing I'm going to show you in a minute, right? Your root chakra meditation CD. And awaken and strengthen your root chakra. Because like if you've been on the planet, just think about this. You've been on the planet for how many years? And how much time or how just much energy have you spent clearing your root chakra? I'm sure it's close to 0 because nobody knows about this. I mean, this should have been taught in school, you know, to kids. So it's not, but we're going to change that. We're going to change that together. And you're going to start just right at home. I should show you pictures of my son. He just walks into my office where I meditate, and he just sits down and meditates. And he doesn't even know that I meditate in that spot. He just feels the energy, right? Get to know what's in your root chakra to be decluttered. And the reason you want to know what's in it is because it works like a magnet. Whether it's loaded with crap or not, it's going to be attracting stuff to you. So if you have very childhood associations with money or safety or home, you're going to re-attract the same story. It's like the movie will not stop playing because it's in there. Now, people say, hey, I'm just going to take a vacation, or I need to move. That's a big one too. I just need to move or take a vacation. And I'm fully supportive of that, except I live in France, you guys. I'm French. I lived in France for half of my current life. We have a lot of vacation in France. Now, I don't work for any corporation, so I give my own time, my own vacation time, but I do see other parents and other families who have just as much vacation. I really am sorry to say, as much as I love France, people are just as unhappy and they're just as gloomy and they're just as negative and they have just as many health problems. You won't believe it. My doctor's office is filled every single day with patients, and we have 5 other doctors in town. All of them are just as filled. They take prescription drugs. Yeah. So can we just all agree you can go on a vacation, but it's not going to fix the deep issue? An energy block can only be transformed by another energy greater than itself. So where do you get that other energy greater than itself? Just hang out. Trust me, I'm going to show you. It's my specialty. If you need higher energy, come to me. I can connect you to the highest energy field you've probably ever experienced. So unfortunately, vacations are not the energy healing tool most people need in order to clear a long-standing issues in their root chakra. Why? It's a horizontal shift. You're just moving around, right? Now, vacations do tend to create more stress, especially if you're bringing the kids, or you're going to a place that you don't even know where you are, and you need to go eat, and the stores are closed, and you maybe don't even speak the language. It's stressful. It's a horizontal move, not a vertical one, so it won't fix the issue, right? How many of you have gone on a vacation only to come back to the same life you had before you left? Everybody, right? Okay, cool, you guys. So unless you go within and you go on like an awesome energy healing retreat in the south of France with me or another type of awesome energy healer, you can't really change anything, right? It starts with simple, easy energy clearing meditations meant to clear your root chakra. So I'm going to be really, really honest with you. So when I started to do energy healing on myself and others, well, first I stopped drinking coffee and I stopped overeating. I was a big overeater, and I healed all kinds of issues with food just because I was filling myself up with love, right? Meditation to me is love. And then I started to do it on other people, and I got so busy doing energy sessions and meditations that I thought, I need to do a CD. And my prayer was, help me make a CD that has as much energy healing and like magic as when I'm live with people, right? That was my intention. So this is my second meditation, although I created one before that is extremely loved, and to this day, people just keep really loving and praising it because of the energy in it. Okay, so this meditation CD is my second album. I created it because I was guided to clear people's root chakras. It's so important to clear that chakra. So here are the tracks to this. This is not a pitch. This is not a sell. This is just, I just want to educate you on this, what you're able to do. So, we do some grounding, we do some cord cutting with Archangel Michael. We do look at your knees and we do look at your hips. Those are super important because they hold so much energy. And we do pray and ask for some help from different archangels that are love and light, right? So I teach a style of meditating that's always, that always includes energy healing and angels. I can't do it any other way, because when I close my eyes and go up, I just get to channel and tune into these beautiful angels of the light. They're so present and they're so beautiful. Now, it doesn't have to be there. We can meditate without them, and we'll just do some very grounded energy healing. I want to present to you another way to meditate. So why do we meditate with angels, you guys? So when you're in the world and you're giving out your energy all day long and you're so giving, you've got these moments in your day where you're finding the light and it's filling you back up down to your core, down to your root chakra, down to your cells, to your organs, right? So you don't become part of the statistics. You don't, this picture makes me laugh, right? You don't want to look, she's dehydrated, right? Stressed. You can feel more like this. And this is in Paris, right? She's definitely enjoying the vacation or her time there. All right, let's take a breath. And there was some stuff written here and it's no longer here. So I'm going to go get it. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's not here. So why awaken your root chakra, right? So your root chakra's main function is a magnet, and it could have been compromised by, let me go there because it's not showing up on this screen. Okay, bear with me, right? Traumatic experiences. So let's define what a traumatic experience is. A car accident, getting a phone call and hearing someone close to you died, being bullied. I have that one down here, right? Being bullied, losing a loved one, relationships ending, loss of a job. All of these are pretty traumatic. Okay, this is post-traumatic stress disorder. If you've been in a war, if you've been even what's going on recently with the terrorist attacks and all of that, those are pretty tough. If you're sensitive and you're watching the news and you're getting all that, that's really hard on your system, on your heart, right? Eating disorders are also really difficult on the body. So in the medical world today, as much as I respect it, and I have, I think 4 or 5 great-grandfathers who are all very famous doctors and who all did a lot of medical work in the world, and I'm very happy that I'm part of that family, but it truly, really lacks energy healing, in the medical books. Like, let's get it in there, and I'm happy to be part of that. So if you've ever experienced anything that could block your root chakra, meditating with angels is a tool to heal that and to clear it up. Handling stress alone is making things worse. And here's why it's making things worse, you guys, because the brain is the one that's in that fight or flight mode. And so if you're using your brain, your own brain, to get out of the stress, it doesn't believe it can. It's in the fight or flight mode, right? So I'm sure, you could do more research on this, but your hormones are going all crazy. You're in that state where you think you're in danger. So in that moment, do you really think using your mind to think of a solution is the right time? What you're probably going to end up doing is beating yourself up about it, or beating somebody else up about it, like mentally, or even, coming down on somebody. So you want to meditate with angels to just go, wait, let's stop. And let's hit reset and let me ask for help, because your angels are always around you to help. And you need to just sort of start that relationship and see what it can do for you, right? And how much would that be worth to you to be like, I'm creating what I'm meant to create in the world. I'm feeling really good. I'm going where I'm meant to go. That awakening, why does it need an awakening? It's probably been closed and dormant for a long time just because you've had trauma. I was just talking to a client who said when he was a kid, he was so criticized because of how he was doing at school that he was just turned off. He was in apathy. I mean, I can relate to being in apathy too. I just couldn't feel anything anymore. Feeling was scary, or expressing myself was scary, and living was scary. So we close up a little bit, right? So Laura, hi, Laura. She left me a comment about strengthening her root chakra and how she feels grounded, more secure, more connected. So she's had some amazing financial wins since we started working together, and she's moved to Australia from the UK. She was supposed to just go there on vacation, and she actually ended up staying. So if you want to join my tribe, you can totally check in with Laura and her family. She's always on Facebook hanging out with us. And now Robert is an amazing guy. He worked at Zappos as a manager. He co-founded Zappos Insights, which is like a university where they teach other businesses how to develop the same mentality as Zappos when it comes to employees and that culture. And he's a speaker at Mindvalley Academy, and he's also in Mindvalley's consciousness engineering program. So he's really, really awesome. So I worked quite a lot on, we worked a couple of times on his root chakra. And so he's had some good results working on that with me. So, all right, you guys, where do you go from there? So my proposition to you is that you click download and you buy this CD, because, it's pocket change for what you can do. Now you're going to want to implement, and you're going to want to listen to it. And I'm going to guide you to a little Q&A to see, hey, when do you meditate? Where? How often? What should you do? What should you put in place to really see results? Now it's your turn to shine. I want to hear your questions. Make sure you leave them below. You can email me. Just send them my way. You want to implement this as much as you can, or just flow through it. Just play it when you're doing, some work, or play it when you're making food. Or I have Courtney. She puts it in her children's room when they're going to bed, and she just sorts of played for them. So I'm going to show you my thing from Courtney. But I think you got it, right? I think you understand how important it is to connect vertically. I hope this answers any questions you had about meditating with angels and why it's important. And I really would like you to be part of the statistics of people who are not feeling like this and they're feeling a lot more like this, right? That's what my vision, that I hold in mind for the world, is that we all know we're connected to. Now, if you look at how much, and this is, I think, kale, this can be eaten. You look at nature and there's food everywhere. It grows on its own. It's nature's business model is very sustainable. You don't have to do much to be self-sufficient or just to be abundant. Now, money is also something that is everywhere, all around the world, and anything you need, you can create. So let's make you shine bright, and let's get you all the help you need, and click below, and I can't wait to see you soon. Lots of love.